of South Carolina Fireside Chats. I am one of your hosts, Adam Cook, and this is my sexy co-host, Tony Spain.
I'm not sure sexy is the right word.
Well, go with it, okay?
Okay, I will.
Take the compliment, man.
It's hard to do.
Compliment. So today we got a lot to talk about. Tony, what's near and dear to your heart? What are you worried about?
Well, I'm worried about a lot of things, and as you know, you've known me for a little bit.
I have, yeah.
But I guess one of the things I'm worried about right now is what's going on in the South Carolina legislature.
Really?
You know.
What's that?
Well, there's a lot of things going on in the South Carolina legislature, but the big thing in this week, and it's been guns. And I'm not really that worried about it, but I think it seems to be the topic of worry for
It's like guns.
For most people. It's guns, guns, guns. It's been a week of guns.
Yeah, I heard about Biden's executive actions.
Right, and that's interesting because Joe Biden seems to be trying to put the clamps down on the guns, and all the states are like going in the opposite direction of what Joe Biden is trying to do.
Well, I think they all understand that somebody needs to kill Major in the White House. That dog keeps biting everyone, and someone needs to just put it down with the gun.
I don't know about the dog.
Well, it keeps biting people.
But I can tell you that Tennessee just became the 19th state to have open carry.
Really?
Without a permit.
Without a permit?
Without a permit.
Really? So they can just carry wherever they are?
Yeah, you can carry, or actually, is that right? Or is it, yeah, I think that's right. But there's 45 states that allows open carry.
So we've basically gone back to the Wild West.
Well, that's what the people that oppose it are saying.
Right.
Now places like Arizona and a lot of places out west, they've had open carry for a really, really long time.
Yeah, that makes sense because that is out west. I mean, you don't know what you could come across.
That's true. I mean, it's and it's a less populated area. You know, that's why again I think laws like gun control, for an example, should be left up to the states.
Absolutely.
You know, because what works in Utah,
doesn't
work in New York.
Yeah.
What works in Chicago is not going to work, in I don't know, Louisiana.
What I always love is when what works in Utah would actually work very well in New York, and then they say no because they're stupid.
Right.
It always makes me laugh. Because I always think maybe one of the reasons why crime is so bad is because only criminals have guns.
Right. Yeah, and they always will. No matter what, no matter what you do, criminals are always going to have guns.
It's a controversial, inconvenient fact.
That's true.
But I think Utah's gun laws should be adopted in New York. I think it'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
And around here, apparently, we do have to open carry, right?
We do not. Not yet. It's in the South Carolina Senate right now. Now, whether or not it's going to pass the Senate, I don't know. There's two bills. There's the open carry without permit, and then there's I think open carry with permit. So I think
with this day being what it is, I think we'll get it without a permit.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to go the other way.
Really?
And I think it's going to be you're going to have a concealed weapons permit to be able to open carry. And I don't really understand the open carry myself.
Right. Yeah.
To me it's like being at a poker table and calling out your hand before anyone even bids.
Right.
So
you're really overplaying your hand.
Yeah, because if someone is trying to do a mass shooting, for an example, right, and they come in, who are they going to take out first, or try to take out first?
I agree. You're really
you put a target on your head.
Right.
Hey, I've got a gun.
It's like being at the Texas. What do they call it? The Texas Hold'em.
Right.
And you're like, hey, everybody, I totally need a jack.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these are my cards, right?
Right, here it is. Look at them, everybody.
Right. And
somebody Instagram this shit. It would totally be like, I get what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I would prefer to just leave it at concealed carry.
Right.
And then you don't really know. You don't really know if I have a gun or not. Because I can tell you right now, regardless of what the bill is, and I guess if you want to have a gun on your hip, you have the right to do it constitutionally. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
so I guess you could argue that point. That's fine if they want to pass it. It's fine. It's not going to make a difference in my life.
Well, me personally, I'm not in favor of guns. I like walking into a place strapped with explosives. So that way, no matter what happens, I'll take anyone who kills me down with me. And that's the way I handle things. I like to, I like to think about
I
it.
think they call that terrorism.
They do? Well, this is your #1 terrorist right here. So the next thing I think is really interesting is you hear that the borders are resigned. Biden's borders are resigned.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a shameful performance so far.
That's a crisis.
It's terrible.
That's beyond a crisis. I don't even know if we have a word for what that is.
My major problem with it is what is with the alien blankets that they've given them. Like, all this stuff is coming out about aliens that we've known about it for a long time. And now they're giving these weird silver alien blankets. It's like there's this weird neon silver blankets they're giving them.
Is it neon?
Yeah, it's like
I thought it was
not
like
neon.
chrome.
It's a very bright silver. It looks like a silver.
It's an insulated.
Right.
The military uses them.
We probably got them on loan from NASA or something like that.
But it's like designed to capture heat.
I guess.
But it'll also keep you cool in the summer.
I guess. Probably also they don't have heat in those facilities. They're at 7,000.
Oh, surely they would have heat.
I hope. We hope. But now at least it's getting into the warmer months. So now they can look forward to it being stifling and really hot in those facilities.
Yeah.
So, the good thing is at least this is more humane than when Trump was in office. Definitely. Don't
You think so?
I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm being completely sarcastic. I know I'm doing it really deadpan right now. But I'm just saying, I think it's just crazy. And now, I wonder where Kamala Harris is. I thought she was supposed to be in charge of all of this.
Well, that was the word, and then nobody ever said anything about it. So I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, there's no one there for her to sleep with. So I guess she's just not interested in that. So, wow, we're getting controversial already.
That might have been a little far.
Too far?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the one to judge.
We'll find out later.
Yeah.
We'll find out later during the guest segment of this whole thing. But I think it is crazy. I don't know what they're going to do now because I heard they're actually thinking about starting to continue building parts of the wall.
Yeah, and what's her name in Minnesota?
Whitmer? Or is that Michigan?
No, the senator from Minnesota.
Oh, senator.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imar, what's her face?
Oh, Ilhan.
Yeah, that's it.
The brother.
Yeah.
Lover.
Yeah.
Yes, that person.
I can never remember her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's slamming the Biden administration for the continuation of the racist Trump wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
So she's not picking sides. She just doesn't want the wall at all.
She doesn't want it at all. Yeah.
So,
I personally, for me, I don't know about you, but I am not in favor of the wall.
Right.
Just because I think history has shown that there's all kinds of ways around the wall.
Right.
You can go over it or under it or around it, or you can bribe somebody.
Sure.
So, but I do, I just do enjoy laughing at others' hypocrisy.
Right.
That's why I like to bring that.
Yeah, I can tell you that I was definitely against a wall when the whole debate first started.
Right.
And I'm not fully 100% for like a complete wall, like all the way across.
Yeah.
I would definitely not be in support of that.
Yeah.
But I do believe after research, I kind of changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe there are sections that probably do need some
sort of
a wall,
right.
or something that can slow the process down.
Well, let's at least make the coyotes work for it.
Right, and they've also found that it has stopped or slowed down enough some people that they've actually caught them.
Really?
So that's a good thing. In fact, I think they just caught 2 terrorists.
Yeah, they're from Yemen, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know all the details on that. I haven't really read up on it, but
well, you know what? They're probably benefiting from white supremacy in some way. That's why the Democrats don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I would think it. Just kind of gets in the way of the whole idea of no, there's no such thing as borders. And then here is the perfect reminder of why we have borders.
Right.
We're
we're the only country that has open borders. or not necessarily open, but probably the openest of borders.
Yeah.
You know, most countries don't allow it the same way as we are
Well,
currently.
I turn to Nico Montoya when I'm talking with him, like when you talk about immigration, like, keep using that word. Don't think it means what you think it means. I think you have a very convoluted definition.
Right.
But this probably goes back to the gun issue, why there's so much of a run on guns right now. I think the Democrats actually, I think they secretly have stock in gun companies. That's why they do what they do, because they know more people are going to buy guns and ammo.
Right.
Especially after what's going to happen with the Jared Chapman case. You heard about that? Think
Yeah.
there's going to be a riot after that?
I mean, I don't know. I'll assume that maybe,
Yeah,
possibly.
probably.
Probably good,
There'll be
good
some
possibility.
Antifa-sponsored unrest, I think.
You know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I know they continuously riot in Portland.
Oh yeah, it's like an ongoing
It's
riot.
like an everyday or every nightly thing, I guess.
It's kind of their heritage, I guess, is rioting.
I mean, at this point.
And stuff like that, yeah. That's the Portland MO. Totally, it's just like just to riot and destroy your own community.
Yep.
So that's healthy.
Yeah, because the police officers there are I mean, they're resigning
Left and right.
Left and right. Like
They're
there's
getting out.
hardly any police force left at this point.
Wow.
I just read this morning actually, park rangers are going to be hired to patrol the streets in Portland. But they're not going to have any guns.
They're not going to have any guns.
So
Okay.
they're going to be equipped with pepper spray and a radio.
Considering these are people that probably had to deal with bears and stuff like that,
Yeah, they're
I'm
probably
sure
be okay.
they realize how stupid this really is.
Right. But they'll probably be okay.
I hope.
I'm not sure. I might resign myself if I was a park ranger.
I would get out now, yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens in Minnesota.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he's going to get convicted of murder. I think they'll get him for manslaughter.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling on it too.
And I personally think he should be doing jail time for it.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know if it's going to be a murder conviction. And now we're all, of course, a little worried that anything less than a murder conviction, of course, is going to lead to further rioting. So in Portland, it'll just be like any day ending in a Y.
Right.
But in Minnesota, that will be terrible because they've already dealt with a lot of. I think where is that, in Minneapolis? Is where it happened. I think they've lost a lot of police force as well.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Well, the red states will just gain more votes.
Yeah. Well, then bail them out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, have they done that yet? Have they bailed out any of these blue states?
I mean, I think part of the COVID relief package was lots and lots and lots of money that went to places like Illinois and New York.
Well, what do you think about the infrastructure bill? I mean, do you think that now we're going to have paid child leave as infrastructure, and now we're going to have the stars are infrastructure, the sun, the moon, and the sky, and water is now infrastructure.
Right.
Up is down, black is white.
I would just be happy if we actually fixed the infrastructure that we actually have.
Yeah.
Before we start focusing on all of these other things. I don't know. I know that it's about jobs, according to the Biden administration and South Carolina's James Clyburn. Who was on Neil Cavuto on Fox News last week.
Really?
Talking about the infrastructure bill.
Really?
So it's a fun watch. You should go look at it.
He gave a little speech at my alma mater.
Yeah.
Once. That was interesting. Seemed like an alright guy, but that was a different time.
Yeah.
Now he's a Democrat, so.
I'm not. I mean, I don't have anything against the guy personally.
I think he's awesome. He's a civil rights leader. I think he's been reelected for a reason.
It's true.
He's apparently his constituents like him a whole lot.
Well, there you go.
So hey, to Jim Clyburn and his congressional district. So do you think we're all going to be living in a world of vaccine passports?
Oh, yeah, vaccine passports. No, I don't.
I hope not. That'll happen in the blue states, not in the red states.
And I don't think it'll happen anywhere. And the reason it's not going to happen is because, well, it's
impossible to enforce.
Well, it's unconstitutional, first of all.
Right.
I mean, it totally invades, patient and doctor
privacy.
Privacy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of privacy laws that goes into this, and there's no way that the Supreme Court is going to allow it.
Well, suppose it's not like you couldn't get a bogus vaccine passport. Those things are really easy to
Right.
forge.
Yeah, and
So,
well, yeah, that would be the other thing too. But I mean,
yeah.
and it would be almost impossible to enforce. But
Right.
but it is interesting that they would even come up with the idea. And I mean, when we have to have it right now.
Right.
And
we've got to do something.
I've been alive long enough to know whenever the government says we need it and we need it now, what that really means is
do it now before you start thinking about it.
What that really means is, hey, there's power to be grabbed and we're going to grab it. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Because think about it. What would I call it a vax port?
A vax port.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, what does it do? It basically opens the door to every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And they can control everything that you do. Oh, you want to see your kid's baseball game? Well, where's your vax port?
Right.
You want to, and it won't end with COVID. It won't end with COVID. It'll be whatever they want you to do. Right. Whatever they want you to do, they will put it on and make you have the vax port to have it.
Well, look at the whole, it's only 2 weeks. It's only a lockdown for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, because they realize that, well, hey, if you can scare the population, we can get them to do anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've been trying to do it with global warming for over 50 years, and they never were able to get it done.
Yeah.
And now they're getting it done with COVID, and
it's
working beautifully if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And that's what politicians do. And I don't care. Republicans have done it too. They totally used 9/11 to strip freedoms from us. After that, the Patriot Act was one of the biggest freedom stripping measures that has ever been faced.
It was like the War Powers Clause that brought Hitler to power.
Yeah, I mean, so whenever there's a tragedy or something like this going on, the politicians look and see where can we grab the most power, and that's where they go. And I mean, they've been doing it since the beginning of time.
Yeah, and they're doing it now in Atlanta.
Yep.
With this whole Major League Baseball boycott.
Right.
You hear about all that? Yeah, let's send it to an even whiter city. Yeah, social justice. It's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's almost like Joe Biden just gave the middle finger to everyone
in Georgia
that helped get him elected.
Yeah, pretty much. Every community, every constituency.
Because who's really going to get hurt by this?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Right. All the concession workers, all the bartenders, all the service industry. I mean, we're talking about $100 million that was taken out of the economy.
Yeah.
And that money could have made a huge impact, especially on workers that haven't even been allowed to work for almost a year, some of them.
I mean, I'm obviously not a fan of Stacey Abrams, but when even she is against this.
Yeah. I missed that. I didn't see that.
Oh, no, she actually, she and Ossoff lobbied against it.
Yeah.
Because they knew that people are going to be hurt.
Right.
And so they were against it, and they went ahead and did it anyway. So, good job.
That's amazing.
Way to go, Democrats. Appreciate that. And the Republicans are, they're pouncing, as the media says.
Mm-hmm.
They're pouncing on this, just like they pounced on the Desantis 60 Minutes interview.
Oh my God.
Where it was like they made it up. They literally made it up.
That was the biggest.
It was like Dan Rather level.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably worse than Dan Rather.
Oh yeah.
Because it was just a propaganda piece. Is all it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 60 Minutes ran this. They knew that it was wrong, and they didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care, and the reason they didn't care is because they knew that millions of people were going to watch it.
Yeah.
and millions of people that did watch it would never hear the correction.
And they would never know.
And they're never going to know what the true story is.
And they're kind of right. I mean, you look at the way the public is today
Right.
and how informed it is.
I mean, this thing is, I mean, Democrats in Florida
Yeah.
are coming out in defense of Desantis over this.
Yeah.
I mean, the county council Democrats that worked with them on this,
Right.
it's like this is
There's
not
no pay to play.
This is not true at all.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, it's just propaganda,
Well,
and it's sad though because 60 Minutes used to be one of the most reliable.
It was absolutely reliable,
news programs, you know, that you could watch, and it still has high ratings.
Yeah.
In fact, that episode got higher ratings than I think the NCAA tournament championship game.
Really?
So I mean, people did watch
the
it.
ratings for professional sports are in the tank right now.
Yeah,
All
well,
the wokery and all that is not really working out.
that's true.
But yeah, like so if DeSantis ever gets elected to be president, this is where it starts.
Yeah, and I think he might have a good shot.
I think he has a good shot. So anything you want to talk about before we get into the headlines, or
I think we've covered pretty much everything that
there is to cover?
that I wanted to cover.
Good.
You know, so
Let's do it.
let's do it.
All right. So for those of you who might be new to the show, what we do is we little game called Headlines, where I give Tony 4 real funny headlines and 1 fake one, and then he figures out which one is fake. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready when you're ready.
Let's do it. All right. Best-selling devotional includes prayer by social justice activists asking God to help her hate white people. Okay, that's the first one.
That's a long one.
Yeah, these are all long for some reason. Number 1, Florida man charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after throwing alligator through a drive-through window at Wendy's. So that's probably the weakest one because it's Florida. So you know that probably happened.
Right.
Portland High School delayed vote to change mascot to Evergreen Tree over concerns over ties to lynching. Okay, that's the other one. I got another one goes, man goes home with woman and says communist poster is big red flag. Okay, number 4. And number 2, new U.S. dietary guidelines include babies and toddlers for first time. Okay, so that's number 1 through 5. So I'm going to go through them and you tell me which one you think is real,
All right.
which one you think is fake. Number 1, best-selling devotional includes prayer by social justice activists asking God to help her hate white people.
I will say that's true.
That one is true.
Where did it happen at, do you know?
I forget where, but apparently it is a bestseller, so she's raking in the money on her racism.
Well, good for
So,
her.
good for her. Number 2, Florida man charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after an alligator thrown through a drive-through window at Wendy's.
What's up with Florida?
I know.
I'm going with true.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. It's probably on bath salts.
All right.
Or the humidity.
Yeah,
got to.
maybe. I don't know.
Either way.
Florida's just a hot mess.
It's so too pretty here. I got to kill somebody. Okay. Portland High School delayed vote to change mascot to Evergreen Tree over concerns over ties to lynching.
Well, if there's one thing that I learned this week, and we didn't talk about it, that trees are racist.
They are racist.
And so I'm going to have to go with that's true.
That's true. Yeah. Remember that, trees?
Yeah.
Racist.
Those damn trees.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I think we should cut them all down. Just destroy them. Man goes home with woman and says communist poster is big red flag.
You know, that would be a red flag. Literally. I'll go true.
That one's fake.
Is that fake?
I made that one up.
Okay.
Which makes the last one, new U.S. dietary guidelines include babies and toddlers for the first time. That one's true.
Now, wait, say that again?
New U.S. dietary guideline includes babies and toddlers for the first time. See, I memorized it.
Oh, okay. Because when you first said it, I was like, so babies and toddlers are on the
I
menu?
think it just was one of those things where the person wrote it out
Yeah.
and didn't think of what it actually sounded like.
Yeah, because I was like, babies and toddlers are on the menu, that's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, somebody misspoke with their pen. So now is an exciting part of the show because we're going to bring on our guest. This dude is a local comedian I've known for a very long time. He's now part of the Certified Comics group, or Certified Comedians. They're performing all around, especially at the Comedy House Theater.
Okay.
So they're over there. And he also runs the Popping the Culture podcast, which I'm on, but episode has not come out yet. Let's hear it for Michael Garrick, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for letting me come on, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Taking it day by day. How about y'all?
Doing well, doing well.
How are you feeling?
Good, man.
Good.
You guys have a nice setup, man. This is nice.
I know,
Well,
this
thank
is
you.
nice. We have the fake fireplace.
That's right.
We have the good old American flag and
Mhm.
gamecock and a notice of possession of beer and wine and liquor by anyone under the age of 21 is strictly prohibited.
It is a bar. So.
It is. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, and it will be again.
Yes.
What's the name
In
of the
spite of
books?
the best efforts of Richland County.
Well, the books, yeah, those are just like what do Republicans drink and what does Democrats drink. It's got like every president in there and like what their favorite drink was.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's goes all the way to Obama.
Nice. I would love that.
What was his drink?
What's the one that's like the tan and then the cider? Snake
Oh,
bite.
Yeah,
Is that
steak
right?
bites.
Yeah.
Snake bite.
Snake bite.
Really?
That was Obama's favorite.
Really?
It's not bad. It's not bad either.
No,
bad,
I'm a fan of it. I just
I
never
gotta
remember how
give
to
it.
order
There you go.
You know what
So-
Jefferson's was? I imagine bourbon for some reason, but I'm pretty
Yeah. I don't remember. I know he was a huge wine collector,
sure. Really?
but I don't think that's what he drank when he was like out.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he almost went bankrupt collecting wine.
At that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having a very hard time not trying. I'm trying to find a way to work Sally Hemings into this joke, but I won't do it. Into what we're talking about, I won't do that though.
Right.
So, what do you feel like? How are you? I mean, do you have anything that you would like to talk about politically about what we were talking about today?
No, whatever topic I'm down for.
Okay.
But that's incredible to learn the wine. I would
Yeah.
not at that time
Yeah.
period. I don't know why I thought wine wouldn't, but that makes sense.
Yeah, he was just a huge collector of it.
Nice.
Which I would like to know where that collection is.
I know. Well, I hope you drink it.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope somebody
yeah.
drank that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if wine keeps like that.
I mean, I think if you keep it dark and the right temperature, it will.
Stay forever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should be.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, you got to keep turning the bottles. You know.
I would have a taster first.
That's
I would
all
give
I-
it to them before I would drink it.
That's all I really know about it.
I know, right? You gotta make sure somebody else passes out first.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Let them drink it first,
That's right.
and then I will drink it.
That's why when I was in the Army, I always let my troops eat first, because if they
Right.
wouldn't, then I knew I was
Thank you for serving,
Right,
man.
exactly.
I tried to go in, man. I'm flat-footed. That-
Oh, really?
Yeah, that doctor was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know how serious they took
What
flat-footed.
is it to be flat-footed? What
He
is
told me,
that?
like,
You have no arch.
I have no arch.
Yeah.
No arch.
So even like when I do marathons, like I had to like stop practicing like at least 4 days in advance.
Why?
Just because my feet would hurt. Like if I can't run like miles back to back.
So you run marathons?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't do it. Like some people they can run like let's say because I have a girl, I have a homegirl, she runs like 5 miles a day,
Okay.
and I would,
Yeah.
probably would kill myself trying to run 5 miles a day.
Well, what's funny is you probably actually could run 1.5 miles better than I could, and they took me.
Yeah, I don't
Not
run.
you.
I don't run anywhere
How
anymore.
long were you in?
I was only in the Air Force Reserves for 6 years, but they do make you run, and obviously I don't do a lot of that, and that was my worst thing. So I think you would have succeeded.
No, the
Better
doctor was
than
trying
me.
to tell me that the boots were like I don't know. He didn't want me to get disability. He said I would have got disability like that.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, and then they have to pay for that.
Yeah. Like, no, you already come in messed up, man.
Yeah, I don't run anywhere anymore. In fact, if you see me running, you probably should run too, because something bad has happened.
Godzilla's coming.
Do you guys remember the year they were shooting at the fair?
Or what?
Yeah, I do remember
They were
that.
shooting at the South Carolina.
Yeah,
Fair.
that-
This is years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
This is
yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
I never forget. My brother just took off. Didn't say nothing, just took off. I was like 11. I just knew when he ran. I guess I should run too.
Yeah, that's smart. Because that's a survival instinct right there.
I learned I was quicker than him that day too.
Yeah, like, and he learned about your loyalty. He was like, no, screw you.
Right.
No, he took
I'm
off before
gone.
me.
Oh, but you
Yeah,
caught
yeah,
up. to
Yeah,
him.
and passed him
Right.
very quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So he learned about your loyalty too, which
Yeah.
this is all good things to learn.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, I had no idea what we're running because I was on spaceship. I didn't actually hear the gunshot. So when we got off, I just saw my brother running. I was like, where's he going? Man?
So tell us about the podcast.
Popping culture is all about pop culture and people that love it.
Okay.
So what we do is we discuss the topic. I let my guests choose the topic, and we talk about how it's influenced pop culture. And then after that, we do 15 to 20 minutes of a movie review with my guest's choice. I just want my guests to feel comfortable, so they choose the topic, they choose the movie review. And like I said, I try not to take more than an hour and 10 minutes of the day.
Very
But
nice.
it's fun. So far, I've had a lot of interesting topics. The most random topic I've had so far was Pokemon.
Okay.
And I was so surprised that I knew a lot about Pokemon. I was just like, really? This is
you learned something about
Yeah.
yourself.
yeah, for real.
I don't know that I know a whole lot
You
about.
shouldn't. I tell you, as
Yeah.
adults,
It's a terrible thing.
as a person that pays a mortgage, I should not know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's good though. I mean, it's always good to know things. It helps you relate to people you wouldn't otherwise be able to relate to. So.
Plus, I get to watch a lot of movies I would never watch. Like
Yeah.
a movie I watched was Starship Troopers, which is a great film.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, it's good. It's got this weird convoluted meaning to it because the director is a weirdo.
Mhm.
But it's a great movie.
Yeah, it was one of my first times seeing the bully from Back to the Future. He's in Starship Troopers, and I thought that guy died. But apparently-
Wait, the guy was Biff?
Yeah, Biff was in
Yeah,
Starship.
but what was his role?
I can't remember right
Because that guy's been in
Okay.
a lot of stuff. He's a stand-up comic.
now. Really, I did not know that.
Yes,
I
he's a
thought-
stand-up comedian, and he also does acting here and there.
Okay.
And so I think once he got the Biff role, though,
It's stuck.
he knew he was always going to be haunted by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when he got around the third movie, he was like, yeah, I can't get away from
He's
this.
like, there's no way I'm getting away from the
Right.
Biff role.
Yeah, that's one of those roles you kind of get
Yeah.
tagged.
You get typecast a
right.
little bit. So I think because he always did stand up though, now you're a bona fide
Mhm.
movie star.
Yeah.
So then of course you can get booked all over, and he did that, and he does a little bit of acting here and there.
It's kind of like the comedian, guy's name. I know his name, I just forgot his name. But did you ever watch Martin Lawrence show, Martin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Broadman
remember.
from the Fifth Floor. Like Broadman from the Fifth Floor. He's a very hilarious comedian, but like
Yeah.
nobody will call him by his real name.
They all call him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a whole bunch of people like Fifth Floor. It's just,
Yeah.
Or like if you want to get a redneck version of that from Andy Griffith, you have like Gomer Pyle. That guy got completely like and he was nothing like that.
no.
Not
Actually, he had
like-
a normal voice. I found out too.
Yeah.
Like his voice, like his
Yeah.
real voice, is just like
Huh.
not deep, but very like not like that character.
Right.
But for that kind of money, I'd stay in character.
He was also one of the people in Hollywood who was in the closet. That dude was totally gay. Guy that played Gomer Pyle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of those people who was like in Hollywood, it was known, but outside of that, nobody really knew.
They kept it a secret pretty well. Though.
Hell
I guess
yeah.
so.
Rock Hudson. That
Well, that's
nobody
true.
suspected that guy.
Nobody ever suspected that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about a few people who
Brock Hudson. I know the name. What was he in?
Oh
he's been in a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
This was like 50s,
50s,
60s.
60s, yeah.
But he was like a very traditional alpha male, chiseled jaw dude, very muscular guy. Like looked like, you could be a linebacker or something
Right.
like that.
Like a Clint Eastwood type?
No, like big
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
But he was very macho, had the chiseled jaw, but
Okay.
he was totally into dudes. So you never know.
Yeah, pretty sure ain't nobody gonna call him on it at that time either.
Yeah. Right.
But I only bring that up because Gomer Pyle
Yeah.
was also
Huh.
in the closet. Interesting little side note of that. But yeah, so when's my episode of Pop and Culture coming out?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. 6 weeks, everybody.
Well, there you go.
Check out the
It's
episode.
very pre-recorded.
Okay.
And like at his time period, I literally I didn't think about my bookings at the time, and I literally did 12 episodes his week.
Oh wow.
So literally, like I said, I only take an hour and 10 minutes because anytime somebody gives me their time, I literally am like, look, I'm not gonna take much of it. Let me just hit these plot points. We'll have a good conversation, and then I'll get you out because I don't want to waste anybody's time. I understand
Yeah.
people
Sure.
have places to be.
Yeah, time's
That's a
valuable.
smart move for a podcast too, man. Just get it like,
Right.
you
So
know,
the
like,
podcast drops Tuesday, movie review Friday.
that's good. There you go.
And then you do stand-up comedy as well, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. It's nothing like getting paid for being you. That's one
Right.
thing I love about stand-up. It's like, it's one of the things where when I clock into work, I'm not myself. I'm just somebody here, do a job, but when I'm on stage, it's like they're paying to get to know me, and that's the best feeling ever.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Where's the tour taking you? Like,
I wish it was a tour, but no, stand-up takes me everywhere, dude. I can do a little country bar one day, do a 400 seat club next day. It's fun. I definitely enjoy it, man. I did a wedding literally 3 weeks ago, and I had never did a wedding before.
okay.
And long story short, I asked the guy that booked me. He was like, "What do you want me? What do you want me to do?" He was like, "Literally, just talk about the groom and the bride." So I did, man. That was really all. They wanted 21 minutes.
Yeah.
For some reason, they wanted to do a special. They had been dating for 21 years, and they finally got married. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I know, right? I was like, what loophole did you find, sir?
Yeah,
like did y'all literally go like, let's wait till the kids
we
graduate?
really wanted to make sure that we could make it 21 years
Yeah,
before we got married.
That's
so
wild.
I just picked on that for like the first 6 minutes. I was just like, I want to make sure everybody graduated.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, what advice would you have for any comedians out there trying to get booked more?
Do your material. Don't go over time and be yourself. Just just do your material. Don't go over time and be yourself. I've seen the funniest people never get booked again just because they went a minute over their time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's very punctual then.
Yeah, just because let's say it's a book show. Like,
Yeah.
it's 2 shows at night, 7 o'clock show, 9 o'clock show. If you go over, let's say you go over in 5 minutes, that means the headliner has to go shorter, or some headliners would just go longer just because, hey, that's what the crowd paid to see me.
Right.
So it's like, and now the club gets affected because of this, because
Sure.
now they're making people wait longer.
I never thought of it that way, but that totally makes sense.
And even for headliners, like if the headliner goes over, some clubs will take money out of their pocket.
Well, now I know what I've been doing wrong. So, that's good advice to know. I'm good with that. So, what else do you want to talk about while you're here?
Oh man, like I said, just go, podcast, anything, I'm done.
Okay, well.
You talk about open carry. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Like I'm pro 2A all day.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. But like I hate open carry, man.
Right.
It looks stupid. I've seen it in real life twice only.
Yeah, I mean,
besides
Well, it's like you said, you're tipping your hand. It's like, hey, everybody, I'm the one to shoot first.
Yes.
You know, like if you have it out in your car, then they don't know. They
Right.
don't know what you got.
or I mean,
No,
maybe
even as us sitting right here.
or maybe I have it in a holster in my boot. you
Right,
know?
yeah.
I mean,
Concealed carry
I'm
thing
all right
makes-
with that, you know.
Concealed carry makes way more sense to me than open carry.
Right.
Open carry is like you really are just compensating for your dick size or something. You know, like open carry really.
Well, I don't know
is-
that I would have went on that route, but,
Well,
but
it
I mean,
depends
you
on the
know,
gun,
I
though.
guess that's true, maybe a little bit.
It depends on the gun though. I can agree
Yeah.
with look because the 2 times I saw somebody open carry, the first time it was
Yeah, you better have a Magnum. You know, you better not have like a little tiny, like kind of like little.
Well, I guess
little whatever.
my
you know?
thought process on it is like, if you're not going to give me a badge and you're not paying me,
Right.
I'm not strapping a gun to my belt. You know,
I'm just doing open carry. I'm coming in with an AK-47.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, I'm coming in strapped.
I'm not
Right.
Clint Eastwood. You know, I mean, and
Right.
I mean, first of all, it's not a fashion statement that I'm trying to pull off.
Yeah.
So
I'm going
Yeah.
with a bazooka, or I'm not doing it at all.
that's right. I mean, if
Yeah.
I can't be shooting RPGs, then
Yeah.
what's the point?
Unless I've got like a bona fide laser cannon,
the first
like they had in Demolition Man.
I'll strap on a ghost gun.
Yeah.
yeah, the first time I saw it
I'll
was
walk in there with an
Does anyone even know what that
AR-15.
is?
I'll walk in there
I
strapped
think
with
I
an AR.
think I know.
A ghost gun. Well, it's basically so Joe Biden went after ghost guns last week, and when I was reading it, I was like, does anyone even know what that is? But
Isn't that something without a serial number? or
yeah,
something
basically,
like that?
so it's like let's say you had a shop like in your backyard, right, where you
Right,
build
right.
things, because that's what you do. You like to build stuff, right?
Right.
And you decided you wanted to build a gun, and a lot of people do this, right?
Right.
So they'll build their own gun. There's no serial number on it or whatever, and so they're saying they want to make those completely illegal because they're not traceable. And so, and
But
I'm
isn't
like,
that how you're
Right,
not
it's-
ever gonna get rid of it?
yeah, because it's not traceable. Like, I don't know how you enforce that at all. I mean, if someone wants to make a gun in their shop in their backyard, I don't
Because
know
of
how
their
you.
super government
you know,
powers,
right,
they're gonna
so-
be able to do something about
But anyways, yeah,
But the two stories I did have, I wanted to make sure I tell you. Two stories I saw open carry. The first time was AR-15. And we were literally at a Waffle House. So it was just like, I don't know why he had it, but it was out there in the Waffle House. And the second time it was a judge. And you know what a judge is for.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just, it was one of the few times where I was like, I don't know, I can't ask them, let me see it. Like, that's weird. But I was just like, I remember I saw it, I was like, okay, that was, I had never seen a judge behind, like, not behind the case, but I was just like,
I can see a
I was like,
Yeah.
that is a nice guy.
carrying and letting it be known that I carry, just in case you don't like the judgment I gave you.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm like, all right.
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe.
What? That's basically like,
No, I
that's the
still thought it was
judge being
stupid,
like,
but it was
what?
one of the first guns I saw. I was like, "Dude, that's the judge, all right."
I guess one way you could look at it is if there was enough people that was strapping with a gun on their belt, maybe we'd be a more polite society.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I mean,
See, that's the Conan the Barbarian mentality, where
Right.
the author was like,
yeah,
barbarians are the most civilized ones because they know that the other person can split their skull open.
right.
So you're very polite. You always follow protocol.
Hmm.
You always make sure to be very ethical and fair with everyone you deal with.
Right.
Because what if they try to kill you?
Yeah.
That was one of the falsehoods I found out later on in life. Like the Wild West, they really didn't open carry. Like most of the time they left.
And
Yeah,
the
there was gun
cities
control there too.
And
Yeah.
towns,
Yeah.
you couldn't wear in the
Yeah,
towns.
yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah,
a
gun
big
control
part
is
of-
not this new phenomenon.
exactly.
It's been around for a really long time.
That's
Which made
the
way
big-
more sense because
yeah.
like if you watch the movies, like no, you shouldn't have like this
Right.
on you while you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Like
Right, and that's how crazy South Carolina gets. Because I've seen rednecks complain about, why can't I take my gun into the
the
bar
bar,
or
right.
the church or the school? And it's like, because we don't want that there,
Yeah.
okay? Like, outside of that, dude, open carry all day, man. You do whatever you
I'll
want to
leave
do,
a
just
bar if I
not
see somebody
there.
has like
Pistol.
it's like poking
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, let's get out of here, guys.
Right.
Yeah, that was a big part of the Earp story, the Wyatt Earp and his brothers.
Hmm.
They were always in towns where you weren't allowed to carry in the town. You had to surrender your guns.
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to go out drinking and whoring, and they don't want fight. Because fights break out.
Right.
It's better they are fist fights rather than actual gunfights, I guess.
How do you feel about 3D printer guns? I mean, they're only one-shot guns, but like, how do you
Yeah.
feel about?
Yeah,
Honestly, I
heard
don't really know a whole lot about them other than what you just said.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, I don't know how you would stop it. I
Oh no, I don't know how you stop either. But I just thought,
Yeah.
when I learned that like it was a one-shot gun, I was like, oh, that's
Right.
like, I mean, that can kill people. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
just like one shot is like,
it's like the
if he misses.
Derringer.
Yeah.
That's like the Derringer that John Wilkes Booth used to kill Lincoln.
Right.
It's a one-shot gun.
Right.
You know, you
you're
have,
definitely
like,
not going to kill someone you didn't mean to kill.
Right. You got to
Yeah.
get up close to do it, because you only get one shot. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's not me thinking of. I don't know why I picked this up, because I actually have the thing memorized. But the way we end this is we do a little thing called "Who Would Win in a Fight," where we take two historic, hopefully political figures, and we say who would win in a fight. And the two we have today is Fidel Castro versus Hugo Chavez. So as co-host, you have the right to start first and say who you think will win in a fight then.
Well, I would hope neither of them win.
Right.
But I guess if I had to choose one, I'll probably go with Fidel Castro.
Fidel Castro?
Just because I know more about him.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Fidel Castro in a fight.
All right. Mike, what do you think?
I gotta go with his ass too. Neither is the correct
Neither
answer.
is the correct
Right.
answer to that.
But if I had to if it had to happen, I would have to go with Hugo just because his military background.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely has hand to hand. And when it comes to Castro, I'm pretty sure he can dig a tunnel and get away from him.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But when it comes to fighting him, I don't see that being a matchup at all.
I never thought about the military training.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
either.
it's the hand-to-hand combat. But the reason why I'm still going to go with Fidel Castro is, first of all, I think he's the kind of guy who fights dirty. Like, if he would have Che Guevara killed, or he didn't have Che Guevara killed, he had Camilo de
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Fuentes
exactly what
or some, that guy, he had him killed. But he exiled, you know, Che. So, I mean, he's the dirty fighter, and also he has that beard. I feel like he could use that as a weapon. Like, you know, if you get too close, he'll whip it around.
I think he could conceal a weapon.
Right.
In the beard. And
Right,
maybe that's
he
why
can conceal, like he could reach in there,
Yeah,
pull out,
right.
you know, now he has like iron, like brass knuckles that you didn't know he had.
Right.
Or he could have a gun, or let's not forget he's a baseball player. So that man's handy with a bat. So I'm gonna have to go with Fidel myself. Especially considering the fact that I think Chavez was like he was like a poor man's Castro.
Yeah.
He was like a ripoff, totally, of Castro. Castro's the guy that inspired all of that in the 20th century, I think. So we're going with Castro today, but
All right.
he went with Chavez. That's fine. So anyway, it's been another episode of South Carolina Fireside Chats. I'm your host, Adam Cook. This is my sexy and actually informed co-host, Tony Spain. Michael Garrick, we appreciate you coming by. Anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
Like I said, just come out and check out please go online and check out the Pop and Culture Podcast. It's available on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. And please keep supporting these guys.
Take us out, Tony.
All right. And I'd like to let you know that I have a new blog, and it's called Swamp Fox Patriot. That's at swampfoxpatriot.com. So check that out too. And we will leave you with this moment of inspiration. See you next time.
Just did the karate kick. He's got it.
Oh yeah.
That is gnarly.